A Sports. It's in the game.
Stop me, oh, somebody stop me. Stop me, somebody stop me. Stop me, oh, somebody stop me. Lord, if I'm doing it wrong, then please stop me. Stop me. Stop me. Stop me. And Lord, if I'm doing it wrong, then please stop me.
Somebody call for the queen.
I never killed anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's the truancy about it. I made me some rats in the morning, I had me a pop out of morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a sis by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture, you got the picture me, Pacific ice on my ocean, ready for war like I'm Russian, ladies should never the luggage, my diamonds they tussling, my neck and my belly on, they calling for me and they, you want me like me and I look, yeah, high Rex on her, yeah, B-Rex better calm down, yeah, if you go around, come around, yeah, whole squad, yeah, squad goes on the, yeah, make some orange gel on my toes, yeah, Farrakhan glass for the chosen, yeah, you can go and get mad, jumping in the bed with 2 dark teeth, man, who's you, my shawty pulling up with a real bad, you too, dripping my swag, I never killed anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's the truancy about it. I made me some rats in the morning, I had me a pop out of morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a sis by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture.
You got a picture me. Send me calling. Ready for war like Korea. Headlining shows out in Poland. You should be cleaning my mansion. My peasants disgusting. Why don't you act like a Hoffman and go get to dustin'? Yeah, latex on my. Go clean my crown. Can't hear my haters from way up here. They don't make a sound. White paint on my toes. When I send a new bay alert, don't be mad. Jumping in the bed, then I switch to the ghost like who's you? Remember this face, cause I'm that you gon' lose too. Dripping in ice, you looking at you. It's squad goals win. Are you pretty like no?
I never killed anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's the truancy about it. I made me some rats in the morning, I had me a pop out of morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a sis by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture, jumping in the bed with 2 dark teeth, man, who's you? My shawty pulling up with a real bad, you too, dripping my swag.
Nothing on that beat.
Addicted to ballin', I have to get my cash. The money is calling. Got bands, got bands, got bands. I'm addicted to ballin'. I'm addicted to ballin'. I have to get my ends. I pull up in my pants, flexing, counting my bands. Started getting money. I see how it feels to be rich. I live by the beach now. That's how I should live. Since I was a toddler, I knew that I would become this. I cannot move slow. That's a big no. Gotta chase this money, bankroll after big bankroll. I must get this money. I must get this money. I must get this money, get this money, get this money. I'm addicted to ballin'. I have to get my cash. The money is calling. Got bands, got bands, got bands. I'm addicted to ballin'. I'm addicted to ballin'. I have to get my ends.
Got 100, I need bands. Now look at my dance. What is my jam? Run and get you that bands. Turning that party up. Used to have a my Nautica. Know the money be calling up. Friend, I'm tryna all of ya. Talking about he ballin', watch this. Started let me too quick. Went to Oakland with a few. Took 'em all you break. Dip. Yeah. Imagine what I paid for the rollie. Still from the police. 24 carats on my Kobe. Yeah. That for the homies.
I'm addicted to ballin'. I have to get my cash. The money is calling. Got bands, got bands, got bands. I'm addicted to ballin'. I'm addicted to ballin'. I have to get my ends.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. A moment ago, here was the scene, the Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with the New Orleans Saints. Matt Bryant of the Falcons set and ready to kick it off, and we are underway from Atlanta. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And he's got some space here. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Breeze now on first down. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Here we go.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Now Breeze on 3rd down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll go for it. It's Breeze. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued. Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there. They run the play fake to Coleman. Now Ryan. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion. On 3rd down, it's Coleman, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Tuesday.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Cameron Jordan in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. New Orleans coming back out onto the field here, Charles, but let's discuss Drew Brees. We, of course, talked about him in great length last week when he became the league's all-time leading passer. Well, this last week, he connected on career touchdown pass number 500 in that one-point victory against Baltimore. Yeah, he's now beaten all 32 teams in the NFL. Only Brett Favre had done that prior to. And how about this? I saw the president of the Pro Football Hall of Fame on Sunday, and he was there for a different reason. But I said, hey, with Drew Brees breaking all these records, is there enough space that you can get all this stuff in for him? He just said he keeps breaking them, we'll build him his own wing. And as Purdue Boilermakers beat Ohio State, he was pumped after that. Good weekend for Drew Brees.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away, whatever you got.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And that's complete. It's Watson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. Breeze hands to Ingram. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mark Ingram, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Lutz now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Boy, shifts past him. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
21. Get up.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Hey, gun. Space.
Play action, Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Hey, Tuesday. 21. Get up.
Play action. It's Ryan. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Eli Apple. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. We've got a second here. Let's take a peek around the league. What's coming up week 8? A couple big games as we near the halfway point of the season, Charles. I'm mainly looking at Philly and Jacksonville and London, and then New Orleans and Minnesota. That should be interesting.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Philly and Jacksonville, both teams struggling right now. The Eagles have already lost 4 games. They lost 3 all of last season. Both of those teams need a win in a big way. New Orleans and Minnesota, the Saints are on a heck of a roll right now. They've won 5 in a row. But the Vikings quietly have won 3 straight and seem to be getting their footing on defense again. And how about Green Bay? They had the week off this past week. Big win over San Francisco at home on a Monday night. They now head out to face the 7-0 Rams in Los Angeles. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that one. That is a big one indeed.
Aaron Rodgers, Todd Gurley, let's do this.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Breeze. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? It's certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. Well, Charles, pretty big piece of news around the NFL on Monday the 22nd. Dallas Cowboys, all the talk about them needing a big-time target out wide. They went and got Amari Cooper.
The speculation was there. The discussion was there. But then late Monday, as you noted, it became real. The Cowboys decided they needed a WR1 and went to Oakland and got Amari Cooper and gave up their #1 draft pick for 2019 in return.
What do you think of the fit there?
I think the fit is excellent. Dallas screaming for a wide receiver who can attract attention, stretch the field, and make big plays over the top. He can do all of that. He should help his quarterback, Dak Prescott, become an even better player.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. He completes it to Julio Jones. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 24 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Gun. 39. Go!
Now a play fake here on first down. The left side completion to Jones. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That one goes for 24 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to...
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Tevin Coleman, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Now, earlier, Charles, we were talking about Drew Brees and all he has accomplished so far this season with the records that he's broken. But let's take a look at New Orleans as a whole. 5-game win streak. Remember that surprising Week 1 loss? All of a sudden, they're 5-1.
Man, you're talking about that Week 1 loss to Tampa Bay, which was an early darling, and they fell off the pace before winning this past weekend. But you're exactly right about it. 5-game winning streak, that's wonderful. But they did have their struggles. Cleveland, wasn't easy to win that one. This week, beneficiaries of a missed point after touchdown. So they've had to do it the hard way, and it doesn't get easier. They're at Minnesota next week. Then they're home against the best team in the league, the Los Angeles Rams. They win these, they've earned them.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Shotgun now for Breeze. Finds his man, Watson, over the middle. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, Breeze. He hits his target, left side, Watson. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Here we go.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Breeze. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
But he will find a man here as Thomas comes open. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Breeze now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. Now Breeze again. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Cameron Meredith, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Breeze to throw again. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas in the final seconds of the first half. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. Lutz will look to add the extra point. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Lutz now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it.
And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Alex Anzalone coming with pressure. He drops him on the blitz for a loss of 12.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
20. Wait. Hey, wait.
On second down, Ryan. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's pulled in at the 32. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Breeze now on 1st down. Throw left side taken in by Meredith. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Ready. You ready? Hey, left.
Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Lutz puts this one through. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Now Ryan on first down. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
Wait! Hey, Tuesday.
They run the play fake to Coleman. Now Ryan. And that's caught inside the 35. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Got it. Hey, Tuesday. Hey, express. Ready, set.
They go play action here on first down. Looking downfield for Jones. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Hey, wait.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Hey, Tuesday. Hey, Tuesday.
They go play action with Ryan. Throw left side complete. It's Hall. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Hey, 21. Here we go.
From the red zone now, here's Ryan on first down. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. In for the score. And the Falcons draw a bit closer. Bryant tacks on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Breeze to throw on second down. That's caught by Meredith right side. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. On first and 10, here's Breeze. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Breeze gives it up to Ingram. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
Get set.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. Oh, he goes up top. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On the counter, Ingram. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, Kamara. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Well, now they'll try the end around. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. Losing 6 yards there to bring up 4th. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. The play clock getting low, so Sean Payton says let's take a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. Well, not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
Hey, wait. 21. Gun. 280. Gun. Space. 21. Gun. Hey, express. Gun. Left. Get up. Here we go.
He's back to throw. Complete to Jones. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. This is where you learn a lot about rookie quarterbacks. How can they run that 2-minute drill? We're about to find out.
Yeah, and for them, it's not just proving it to guys like you and me watching the game and trying to beat a defense. It's proving it to their teammates that they can have the confidence.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27. Back to throw. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. They still need 1 completion for field goal range.
And just think about what they're going over in the huddle right now. Make the catch, get out of bounds. That's going to be tough to do. So make the catch, get up to the line of scrimmage, and clock it to have one last shot.
Back to throw. Quick hitch, complete. It's Hall. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Here they come. Hot.
The Falcons on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. He'll look to throw. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down. So an important try here from Matt Bryant. This to potentially send us to overtime. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. We've seen some big kicks in the NFL the last few years, and that one might just rank right up there.
And you know, you can hear the crowd react, right? But I was focused in on the sideline and watched them absolutely erupt. I don't know how many of them thought that he was actually going to make that kick, but how about how they felt when the ball went over the post?
The Saints coming out now to take the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right? I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there. All right, we'll see if they do just that. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football. That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor. They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over. It's been loud in here so far. Gets it to Meredith, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one goes for 24 yards. So they come out throwing in the extra session and get a nice hook up right away. Tells you a lot about what a coach feels about his team, doesn't it? That type of a play in overtime. So many people in this situation play not to lose instead of playing to win. That throw there tells you exactly what they're trying to get done. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play. Breeze now to throw. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49, the 30, 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Still catching our breaths from that electric finish. You get into overtime, that's one thing. It was a great 4 quarters. But then in OT, not only to win it, but to win it on a defensive score. Wow. Oh, definitely. And I think from now on, we're going to definitely travel someone who can help us because I thought I was going to pass out at the end. Not just getting to the overtime, but the plays in overtime that led to this one, and to finish it on a defensive touchdown, a takeaway that gets into the end zone. I'm not rooting for anyone, but boy, I'd love to see games finish that way. So that'll do